Hello to everyone at Beyond Word Podcast. I am Maneet and I have Oksana with me. And
Hello.
well, this is our episode 3, Oksana. Are you excited?
Yes, very much.
Well, if this is the very first time that you have joined us at our channel, a very warm welcome to you. And to this week's topic, I would like Oksana to introduce us.
Okay, so today's third topic is how to be happy alone. So we were thinking about it before, of course,
Yeah.
recording this. And so one thing that directly came into my mind was that in Germany there is a saying which is to be alone is nice if you want to be alone, but not if you have to.
Yeah.
So, what do you take from this, Manmeet?
Yes, of course. Like all human beings are like, as we were talking about it, like all human beings are social animals. So if if a person is like alone for a longer period of time, it can be quite harmful. I feel like uh, being alone can actually harm a person physically as well. Like it can be
Mm-hmm.
really harmful. And somebody would argue that with the advent of social media and like smartphones, we can, with a click of button, we can connect to people. But guess what?
Mm.
People are feeling more lonely nowadays. People are more
Yeah.
anxious nowadays. People hardly trust anybody nowadays. So I feel that it is very important to talk about, like how can you be happy and how can you be happy alone? And how can you
Mm-hmm.
actually tackle like loneliness, especially after pandemic? What do you think?
Yeah, the thing is, the of course, during the pandemic, what happened was that many people were confronted to be alone more.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we are actually sometimes not happy about being alone because we can't even stand ourselves.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you realize, okay, I'm not able to spend time with myself and actually enjoy it, then it's urgently time to change something about yourself, because
Yeah.
how are other people going to enjoy your company
Yeah.
if you're not enjoying your own company? And
Yeah.
actually, I think see it as a blessing if you have time for yourself, because we live in such a noisy world. It's like, so yes, on one side, social media can give you, but it's like just it's notation, like not really. It's just a simulacrum of connection. It's not really a
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
But again, it's making you for it much harder for you to actually concentrate on yourself, because
Yes.
you're constantly looking at other people's profiles, for example.
Yeah.
So actually, to be able to be alone and to enjoy it and to have the silence
Yeah.
between all the noise
Yeah.
can be very helpful.
Yes.
But you have to want it,
Yeah.
otherwise.
Actually, what happens is many a times, like a lot of people just pretend they are so scared of being alone that they just
Yeah,
pretend to be somebody else. Like many a times,
yeah.
people are not even honest. Like if they are like starting
Hmm.
a new, they are going to a new school, they are starting a college altogether where you know nobody, right? So people, in a
Hmm.
group, when people are talking about few topics, they are not even very um honest, like by expressing themselves. They'll just say yes, yes, yes to everything. And you're not,
Hmm.
eventually what you do is you're not even knowing whom you are actually, you
Of
know.
course, you change everywhere you go. Yeah.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So I guess
Hmm.
perception is very important. Like if you
Hmm.
perceive things, if you are very secure with yourself, you happy alone, then you can be happy around people as well. That is what I
Yes,
think.
most definitely. And there's also like a German psychologist, 20th century. It's not
Yeah.
important who he exactly is, but
Yeah.
he also brings up the connection of like the cosmic orders. So like the Earth is like revolving around itself,
Yes.
but also
Yes.
around the sun. So it's the
Yes.
same for humans.
Yeah.
We need to revolve around ourselves, but also around others. So
Yes.
if one of these things is missing, or one
Yeah.
has bigger stress, then it's
Yeah.
when we fall sick, because it's like we naturally need to take care of ourselves
Yeah.
and of others, and
Yeah.
to recognize others and ourselves. And I mean, also, for example, Buddha has it, like, without the one there is not the many, without the many there's not the one.
Yeah.
And in
Exactly.
Christianity we have the same, when Jesus says you have to love yourself like you love the other, and you love God, you know. So
Yeah.
it's always this interrelation that has to work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you forget one of those, it's not gonna work out.
Yes. And I feel like it can be quite controversial what I'm saying is, but few people just
Hmm.
say, cut toxic people off if you're not happy, if somebody is like really harming you. And
Yeah.
people don't
Hmm.
understand it before practicing it. They say, just like this one instant, if somebody's like hurting, oh my god, that person is so toxic, I'm not going to talk to that person. But what
Hmm.
if you start doing with everyone and you are all alone, and that's actually not a good
Hmm.
thing. Like, I
Hmm.
think that's why we really need to work on our approach of like talking to people, and first being comfortable in our own skin first, and then
Hmm.
like talking to people, and then being without the fear of being accepted.
Yes, of course. And I mean, if you're not in touch with yourself, like
Yes.
what is important to you, and of course there are like many things we need other people for. Like, as you
Yeah.
said in the beginning, we're social creatures, and
Yeah.
actually attachment is absolutely necessary to actually survive. You know,
Yeah.
it's what babies need when they are born. If you leave them
Yeah.
alone, they die. It's not, and
Yeah.
not just because they don't. You can even give them food, but if you don't give them the company, the love, they will die eventually.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yes, so this is definitely a factor. But then there are many things that you can actually only do when you're alone. So, for
Yeah.
example, to actually like uh, to analyze what has happened, you know,
Yeah.
to you, or to grow personally, you can sometimes only do that if you have some quiet time to yourself, and just actually reflect on
Yeah.
your behavior and your thinking.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I believe like once you're like happy doing
Hmm.
few things alone, like, so I am in a very happy relationship. But the thing is that in the whole span of the day, I crave for that particular time when I am alone. There's nobody
Hmm.
to disturb me, there's no phone which
Yeah.
is ringing, and
Hmm.
I can do anything. Like, it can be a hobby. I'm like an old grandmother soul, so I do a lot of crochet and things, and you know about it. So I actually
Hmm.
crave that time. But our smartphones are also a big hazard because they don't let us be alone. Like, have you observed
Hmm.
that even if you're like sitting and you don't want
Hmm.
to talk to anybody, and you're just happy being, what you're doing right now,
Hmm.
your phones don't let you. They'll keep popping some or the other notifications, and you're like, what's it? What's there? You always
Yeah, and the
want
other thing is,
connectivity.
I've made the experience that many people don't even accept it if you're not available.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't. Yeah, yeah. So it's like taking time for yourself. What? Why? You know,
Yeah.
like if I'm calling you, you have to pick up. So something like this. So
Yeah.
so I think if you really wanna take time to yourself, you should try and put the phone away for an hour and just read, or just
Yes.
go for a walk, but
Yeah.
without the cell phone with you. I mean, I see
Yeah.
so many people walking like really in nature, in the woods, but on the
Yeah.
phone. And I'm like, what did you go out for?
Yeah.
And I'm not judging here, but this is like
Yes.
the experience of going out and have some time to yourself is like totally gone
Yeah.
if
Actually,
you
it
take
it
your phone with you.
yeah, and actually, as you were saying, it is affecting a lot of relationships, because if
Mm.
you see our childhood when there were no smartphones and there was no
Mm.
internet, actually, what used to happen is we used to meet our friends at a particular span of time, like during our school, or like afterwards, like in some other activity or club or anything like that, right? there was this specific moment of time that we used to meet, and we were not connected to them all the time. So there was less judgmental things happening. So like if I text you and you're not replying it like in an hour, and I will start wondering, oh my God, the phone is always next to her. Why is she not replying? Or if she's online, why is she not replying? And we start judging the other person. And I'm guilty of that, being honest. I have done it in the past. But now what I do is I take a moment and say, no, even if that like somebody has read the message, it can be a particular situation when they cannot reply, and I should completely respect it. And people don't respect that. I guess that is something,
yeah, and that's why it's becoming more and more difficult also to find time to be on your own. And I think it's very important actually to find it, because it's like if you can't, first we started out, like if you can't be alone and just take your time to see where you're at and to define what you want in life and any any relation you have, what we end up doing is comparing ourselves with others all the time. And that's what, for example, social media makes it so hard for people to focus on them, on their own lives, because they're like all the time comparing. And there's one thing I told you about, I think, some days ago, where it says, well, okay, you should like compare yourself the way you were yesterday and not with who somebody else is today. So just work on yourself, and you can basically only do that when you're alone. And then of course there are many things like behavioral things that we need others around us to actually learn certain things easier, maybe by actually like them showing it to us. But many, especially emotional things or cognitive things, we actually need the time and the silence to ourselves.
And you know what? Actually, your advice the other day was so great that instead of me comparing with everybody else, I should compare it to my own self. Like, okay, I'm like 1% or 0.5% better than yesterday. And I guess what really helps in that, I don't know, I'm not advising people, but this is something that I have started doing, that I've started journaling. So for me, it can be anything. It can be like one-liner thing, like it's not like, oh my God, I'm spending half an hour and writing what I did for the whole day, but it's like something like, okay, for like my workout, I have a workout journal now. So I just write, okay, I've done this today for my body because this is something of importance to me. So I just do that. So I guess like in any kind of way, if we start journaling, I don't know, it can help people, like especially if somebody wants to improve themselves.
Yes. So journaling is actually a proven technique for self-development. So you could actually take your time every day and just note down, okay, where do I want to go? And then just go one step towards that, and then change it all the time, and reflect on maybe how the day was. And this would be definitely one of the things that could make you like really enjoy your time, because it would be a regular thing and you would actually see results in it.
And also like a person can develop a hobby or listen to anything, like to be happy alone. So we can ask our viewers as well.
So thank you very much for joining us today. And we would be really happy if you could just comment your ideas on how you spend time alone and what you enjoy doing alone. And maybe also what it constitutes happiness for you, and how you think being happy alone is nice to then be happy together.
It would be a great take on, how to be happy alone. And also, like, I would tell to other viewers as well that you should definitely not only comment but look at other comments as well, because it would be really very helpful to everybody. So so if any, if there are any suggestions, do let us know in the comment section. And if you liked what you saw, just click on the subscribe button and the bell icon. It will give you notification the next time we upload any new video. So thank you so much. And I
Yes.
hope everybody,
Namaste.
namaste. Everybody does great. Great. Bye bye.
Bye.